Kyle, thanks for joining us today. And why don't you share a bit about Corade, the company, as well as your vision about the about Customer Portal and how it got started. So over to you,
Sure.
Kyle.
Sri, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Kyle. Thanks.
Good. Perfect. Yeah. So name is Kyle Gentry. I work for the company Corade. We are actually a shared storage startup. So we actually do data storage. Really relatively young company. We actually got our first round of funding, about $35 million at the beginning of 2010. But we already actually have over 1,500 customers. So this kind of rapid growth in the data storage space, specifically within virtualization and kind of VMware, has resulted in an accelerated growth plan, and one that has included the need to have a customer portal. Traditionally, customers that are that are buying shared storage and are buying kind of hypervisors and VMware are accustomed to seeing some sort of way to open support tickets and interact with the company, and that was not something that we had currently. So this was something that we needed to get deployed. We needed to get it deployed as quickly as possible, but we also needed to get it deployed in a budget that was in tune with where we are as a company.
Excellent. Great. So tell us a little bit about why you decided to implement a customer portal. So just a little more details about your vision on what is it that you wanted your customers to be able to do. I mean, we talked about finding information, needing help, executing transactions. But I mean, share with us some about your vision, Carl's vision, etc.
Sure. Yes, I think first and foremost we wanted to there needed to be some form of kind of security and interaction with support for the support team. In many cases, customers are putting some of their tier 1 and tier 2 and some of their most critical data on top of our storage platform. And so making sure that they experienced a very secure method of interaction with our support team was very critical for us. And we had done it previously email, and that was fine for a while, but it got to a point where having a login, a little bit more security around interacting with our support team was pretty critical. We also wanted to make sure that there was a place where they could go to find the most up-to-date materials relative to product updates, administration guides, best practices specific to use cases. Like I said, I mean, we're relatively young, but we are being deployed in a bunch of different scenarios. So as we wind up getting deployed in these scenarios and learning why we're good there, and also learning kind of the best ways to optimize our technology, we want to make sure that those papers are made relatively available to our customers. And so I would say in most cases it was for kind of the added security around interacting with our support team, as well as a place where they could easily find a reference material to improve their own integration of our storage.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks. Kyle, if it's okay with you, we're going to pepper our conversation here with some questions that are coming from the other attendees. So I'm going to just squeeze a quick question in here. The question was about will an effective portal strategy actually cut down the use of emails between customer and the support staff? So I'm going to field that question and then we'll continue. So the use of emails between customer and support staff traditionally is basically the channel, the lowest friction channel that existed for a long time, and that's where we see a lot of email as a predominant channel when a customer and support staff will need to communicate. But these days, with an effective customer portal and a well-designed, well-structured customer portal, it promotes two things. One is a much more probability of self-service goes up if you structure it very well, if you have an effective strategy. So self-service, once it happens, in fact, any interaction with the support staff, whether any interaction between customer and support staff will go down. The other thing that happens is having a good portal strategy also means that you might have some other channels of communicating. It could be communication with the support staff. This could be a live chat, for example. So a lot of times Instead of email, the channel becomes a live chat where your support team can field that. The other area where it becomes very useful is when you have communities. So customers can actually resolve some of the issues by referencing each other within the community. So those are the reasons why having an effective and a good portal strategy will actually reduce your cost by reducing the email traffic back and forth. Great. Kyle, a question for you. Just how long did it take you to build out your customer portal?
Yeah, so I think once we had a good idea as to what we were trying to build and what we wanted the outcome to be, which turned out to take kind of longer than I think we had originally anticipated. But once we had a very clear-cut vision as to our at least phase 1 version of our portal, I think it probably took a couple of months, about 2 to 3 months. I think that actually kind of implementing it with you and your team, really doesn't take long at all. It just turns out that throughout the process, you wind up uncovering kind of new things that you may want to add on or slight adjustments to kind of the plan, based upon the way things look and how it's integrated, and maybe some initial feedback from some of your customers.
Excellent. So definitely, iterations are to be expected. Once you see some and you actually build up on some of those capabilities that you plan to launch. That's a good point, Kyle.